Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 25th. I've got a project ongoing right here. It's winding away on my printer, 3D printer right now. I'll tell you a little bit about that here, and then I'll take it into the other room where it should be a little quieter. But I want to start here since this is the main setup, and I've already got some pieces laid out here. Plus, I want to show you what's actually going on here. So we've got what is soon to be a butt. You might be able to tell it's inverted right now. So the part that's on here right now is being printed in segments. So this segment is part of the legs, the waist area, and a little bit of the abdomen. So the abdomen side is face down and the legs will be up here. So you're seeing the formation of some butt cheeks there. Now, for YouTube safety's sake, all right, I'll take this into the other room. Okay, so I've got my latest project here. It's a current project, obviously not finished. You can see I have body parts. So I wanted to make a very realistic sculpture, a scale, scaled down, but a little larger than most scale figures or figurines. I wanted this to kind of resemble like a Frazetta illustration. So it's going to be this kind of like female warrior. You could already probably tell she's got some very well defined abs here. I wish this GoPro had a head so I could punch it in the head, because it keeps having these persistent nagging problems where it likes to stop on its own. Anyway, so I was saying, you could see she's got some very well defined abs here. You can also see that she is sporting a very lovely halter top or bra or bikini top, whatever you want to call it, made in Taiwan. I mean, I doubt anybody's going to find this offensive. It's not even a completed model, but they are breasts, so who knows. The nipples are not even painted yet. But anyway, decided to cover them for safety's sake. Everybody, I think most people are aware how finicky and ridiculous YouTube policies can be. So anyway, I've got this model here. I wanted to also tell you about this peculiar problem I had here, because there's certain things that can go wrong on a print. Some common printer errors that can occur are things like layer shifting. And at first I thought that might be what's occurring here, but if you look at this, try to not reveal too much here. If I bring it in close there, you could see these lines. It looks like it's stepped back. Okay, and it first starts to occur at this height here as it was printing. Maybe that's like, I don't know, it was 60% of the way through, roughly. And it continued to do that. It didn't seem to increase in the amount that it was doing that as it was going on, up till about maybe 95% completion. And the other thing we notice is that the back seems to be okay. It doesn't seem to be pushed back the way that the front is. And same thing with the sides. The sides don't seem to be shifted. So usually what happens with layer shifting is everything moves uniformly. And it's usually due to, well, in general, it's due to something putting the nozzle out of position. So it's bumping the table, or a mechanical issue that maybe causes a jerk in the belt or whatever. Something physically moves, causes the nozzle to physically be out of position to where the software running the G code telling the nozzle where to go, it doesn't realize that it's out of position. It just keeps printing like normal, shifted however much it got shifted. That doesn't seem to be what happened here, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened. It got even more peculiar towards the end, because what seemed to be happening is the scale was being adjusted or deformed. You can see up at the top, it pulls in from all directions. It steps in here, but it also steps in this way. If it was layer shifting, if it was stepped in this much, it would also be overhanging that much in that direction. But instead, it's pulled in uniformly on the side, in the front, and the back. As well as, if you follow the contour around to the other side of the neck, everything's pulled in. So something very strange happened there, and it seemed to exponentially increase in error when it got to the very, very top here. You can see there's just like a little bit of a curve where the top of the, I don't know, shoulder part this would be here. I'm not exactly sure as I'm looking at it now. But anyway, you can tell that whatever that area, it's really shrunken down. It's like it's printed at a smaller scale. I don't know what would cause that to occur at that level, because the G code is just a path. Okay, the GoPro, let's do that again. Okay, the GoPro shut off again. I think it's overheating. I don't know why it's only recording at 1080p. That shouldn't cause it to run that hot. And it's not that hot in here. I have the air conditioning on. So anyway, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. The layer shift, it's not layer shift. I really don't think it's layer shift. Well, okay, here's another thing. It's definitely not layer shift. Look at the hole. This hole that I put here is so I could pin the limbs together, line it up more easily, and hold it in place while I'm either gluing it or welding it. Does that look circular to you? No, it's squashed. It is not a circle at all. So there was something that was totally lost here. Now there was no stop in the print. I didn't pause and resume. It didn't have an error and then recover. It just printed continuously and just started to do this. This is the first time it's ever occurred. This is also the largest print I've ever done to date, both in overall project and actual part size. The one that's on the table now is, when it completes, it will be the largest in overall size dimensions, but that one I'm printing just the shell. This one actually has infill, even though I tried to save some space. This project is a little bit of an experiment in the modeling and the printing. So in this one, I used this technique here where I put a cavity that has a taper on it, and the taper doesn't exceed an angle of 45 degrees, so that as this is printing, this inner surface doesn't need support material. Same thing here. So this was the top side of the print. This is basically just an elliptical hole going straight down to save some print material. Yeah, in the future, I would take some different approaches, maybe using some of the same techniques, but just in a different order in different areas of the part, because there are things to consider, like where the weight is. I want, for example, the bottom to be very strong and very heavy, because you don't want a top-heavy sculpture or model that would tip over. Anyway, back to the problem. I checked out the G code. There was nothing wrong with the G code. This actually isn't the exact G code here. I actually re-sliced the file, but I do have the G code file saved, and I did check the original G code file. There's nothing wrong with it. Let me make sure that you can see what I'm looking at here. You could, but let's bring you a little closer so you're not at too much of an angle. You're still at a little bit of an angle, but I apologize. All right, it's a little better. So this is a slicer, specifically the Ultimaker Cura slicer. And after you are done slicing apart, you prepare it on your bed here. Hide the nipple. Show her backside. So I know it's a little hard to see. In the future, I'll actually do a video where I take a screen recording rather than record it like this. But this video is a little more impromptu, or it's not a full-blown tutorial. So anyway, we've got in the corner here some information, the print time, an estimation of how much material it's going to use, and you can also get a breakdown of where the time is being spent, how much time is being spent printing inner walls, outer walls, support material, how much time it's spent traveling or retracting, doing various actions during the print. So anyway, we've got all these settings, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to go into that now. We're just going to go into the preview. You can check your model and see what the path looks like. And you could do it layer by layer. So you could peel the layers away and see what it's going to look like at that point. Right now, what's showing in blue, that's support material, supporting areas that have too much of an overhang, that they need to have something printed underneath it so that the nozzle isn't just printing in free space. So I went back, I checked it like this. I didn't find any errors, and I'm still scratching my head. If anybody else is watching this, having similar issues, come back here and check the comments to see if we've discovered anything. I'm going to be looking into this, so hopefully I can post a follow-up video with a solution. I haven't found anything yet. Every time I try to search, I just come up with layer shift issues. I have yet to come across anybody that has posted a similar issue, but then again, I'm still at the beginning of my search here. There's got to be something out there. So let's have a little forum here and see if we can help some people out. Help me help you. What was I saying? Hello everybody, testing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. I wish this GoPro had a head so I could punch it in the head. We've got what is soon to be a butt, some butt cheeks there, butt cheeks, butt cheeks, butt cheeks, butt cheeks, butt cheeks, butt cheeks.